I lost everything at the age of 22 because of alcohol. I lost everything, and I was back to square one.
Yeah.
Everything I had gone to up until that point led me to desperation. You know, me up against the wall being choked, hit in the car, they're driving recklessly, brake checking, speeding.
Hey guys, my name is Gabriel, and today we are talking about addiction, where it starts and where it leads. We have a very special guest with us today. Her name is Kel. Kel, if you can please introduce yourself real quick.
My name's Kel. Hi guys, I'm 25 and I'm from the Antelope Valley.
Awesome. Kel, thank you so much for joining us today. It's awesome to have you on here. So cool, just me and you right now. I want to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
All right, I think I want to get our viewers to know you as well. So the best way to do this is let's start at the beginning, right? You said you were born in the Antelope Valley. How was that growing up? Parents, give me some background.
Yeah, so I grew up with my mother, single mom. It was my mom and my little sister there. My grandmother was kind of always in the picture alongside all of that.
Okay.
And my father lived in Kentucky.
Okay. When were they there the whole time, or did they get divorced early on?
So I didn't meet my dad. I didn't meet my dad till I was 3.
Oh wow. Okay.
My mom went out there to Kentucky to visit her sister. She met my dad. I
Bada
happened
bing, bada
accidentally. And then she came back to California scared of getting stuck out there.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So, but you had your mom and your grandma for the most part. Okay.
I did.
Pretty normal childhood from 0 to 5 for the most part? Like happy, go lucky?
Yeah, 0 to 5 was probably some of my favorite times because of the fact that we had a house at that time and a lot of family was staying with us.
Nice.
So there was a lot of cousins always around that I could interact with. We had a backyard, keep myself busy in.
Okay.
Very into nature and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
So close knit.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
close-knit.
Okay. Nice. How were you in elementary school? How was that growing up?
Elementary school, I loved school, partly because it was a way to get away
Out.
from everything.
Okay.
You know, I'd go to the Boys and Girls Club after school, and then I'd just have my evenings at the house.
Okay. And you said you had a sister?
Yeah,
Your baby sister.
I have a baby sister.
How was your guys' relationship growing up?
Growing up, I was 6 when she was born.
Okay.
And it ended up me having to take care of her a little bit.
Really?
So because of the age gap and what my mom was going through, I had to do a lot of kind of the parenting and stuff like that.
So you had to grow up pretty quickly then.
Yeah.
Would you say you had a normal childhood for the most part, or kind of chaotic? What's normal these days, right?
Normal to us, right? It was dysfunctional.
Okay.
It was definitely dysfunctional. Addiction throughout my whole family, mental health struggles.
So that plays a big role into your life for
Huge.
the most part. Okay.
The biggest probably.
All right. So you're stepping up to the plate. You're helping your sister a lot. Things are going on with your mom. You get into middle school. Were you popular? Were you nerdy? Outcasted? Be honest.
I've always been able to kind of blend in with any crowd.
The chameleon.
So, yeah, chameleon, if you will. I had all types of friends. I'd hang out in all types of groups. I was probably a little bit more so in the popular side of things.
Nice.
I was very quickly involved in social media and all that stuff.
Right, early on.
Which was not good for me at
I
that age.
know. That's a social thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. So middle school for the most part was cool for the most part. That was your way of getting out. Did you play any sports or anything, or just kind of more the friends group?
Yeah, I did gymnastics for a bit, and then
shit.
I've always been really into yoga.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Okay, and now we get into high school, right? Where did you go to high school? How was that?
So I went to Highland High School for 2 years.
Why are you laughing? Some bad shit happened?
Just Palmdale memories.
Oh yeah. So both of us are both from Palmdale.
Yes,
it's so funny.
I
know. Yeah.
It's so funny. So yeah, I went to Highland for 2 years, and then because of my grades and credits I had, I went to continuation school, RX Paris.
Okay.
I did that for a little bit, and then I finished the rest online.
Yeah.
So I graduated early.
Why were you getting into trouble within those 2 years? Like, was it boys? Was it the party scene? Was it I don't give a shit high schooler mentality?
It was not showing up just because I didn't want to, and I didn't have that accountability factor.
Okay.
And I was free range to kind of do what I wanted to do.
You were bad, weren't you?
What do you define? What do you define that to be?
You were a wild spirit. Is that better? Like a gypsy, like you do your thing?
Yes, I would say so. I had to grow up really quickly, so I was always hanging out with the older kids.
For sure. Okay.
You know, and parties. Older kids. And,
yeah. Did you have a high school sweetheart or anything like that? Somebody that really maybe changed the trajectory of your life a little bit?
I wasn't a, yeah, it was a 6-year long relationship. It was a very bad relationship.
What's bad?
It's a very narcissistic person.
Got it.
And there was a whole lot that went on with all that.
For sure. Okay. We'll get into that
Yeah.
stuff like that. Okay. So you graduate high school, right? You finish early. Did we have college ambitions, career, purpose? Like,
Yeah.
where was your mindset getting into that place?
I really wanted to get into like housing for homelessness and stuff like that. I just
Nice.
didn't see there a way of being a career out of it. I've always had a lot of hobbies, so skincare is something I always loved. I got into esthetician school.
Nice.
I did that and quickly realized it's not something I want to do for a career.
Okay.
You
What
know,
made you?
it was a 6-month course that I did with
Yeah.
them. I went to Lancaster Beauty School.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that just wasn't your vibe once you got done with it. I mean, it's a great
For
thing
I
to
wanted
have on the side,
yeah.
right?
I wanted to gain all the knowledge.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn about ingredients and different procedures and stuff like that.
Okay.
And at the time, I did see it being a way out of, you know,
Which
my
was-
circumstances and stuff like that, and
Okay.
something I enjoyed. But I quickly realized it wasn't my true like passion, you know.
Okay. So you got that out of your belt and stuff like that. And then your life starts to begin, right?
Yeah.
The transition from when did you start to see it like begin to unravel a little bit? Just a quick intro into that.
Yeah. So probably when I was around 20.
Okay.
So
Shit starts to pop
halfway
off.
through that relationship, I started to gain a bit more clarity and realize the situation I was in was very
You seem to me
unhealthy.
like back then you were this very timid, like let people not walk over you, but you wouldn't say your 2 cents on a lot of things.
massive people pleaser.
Yeah, people
I
pleaser.
still
There
work
we
on
go.
it to this day.
Yeah.
I still work
Like
on
very
it.
passive, like, oh, it's okay. Like he's just
Very much so.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
being
I wonder
that
if that's
way.
like a safety net for you, like a defense. Because
Yeah.
it was so chaotic at home growing up,
Yes.
maybe.
You learn you wanted to be hypervigilant of everyone's emotions and feelings and try to predict what the outcome is going to be before it even
For
happens.
sure. I am the
No.
same way. I get in
Yeah.
that. And it fucks you up internally,
It
right?
does.
And then
It
into your
does.
adult, your relationships and everything.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for that backup. It's been awesome. So at what age did you lose everything?
I lost everything at the age of 22 because of alcohol.
Because of alcohol. Okay. And what did you lose? What does that mean?
I lost my health,
Yeah.
my spirituality, completely downhill, sense of identity,
That's a big one.
all my relationships,
Okay. Family, friends.
family, friends.
When you say identity, what does that mean? I lost my identity to you.
Whoever I was with at the time, I'd be down to just do whatever they wanted to do.
Mhm.
If somebody asked me what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, what I wanted to eat, whatever it was, like it was whatever the other people wanted to do.
Mhm. Complete people pleaser.
No voice, complete people pleaser.
Okay. So you lost your voice, big one as
Yeah.
well, right?
Did.
And if you can sum up in a sentence where this loss and loss of self identity of everything, where did it lead you to?
Everything I had gone to up until that point led me to desperation.
Uh-huh.
I at the time knew in my soul and my heart that there's no way this is the peak of happiness I'll experience in life. Otherwise, life wouldn't be worth
Like,
it.
what are we even doing?
What are we doing here?
Right? Yeah, there's like no way I can go out this way. There has
Yeah.
to be something more. I can
Yeah.
relate to that heavily.
1000%. It's
Yeah.
that void
Yeah.
you want to feel.
We want to continue to feel that, right? And nothing you were doing was working,
No.
right?
I'd tried everything and I just knew my thinking was not getting me anywhere at
Yeah,
all.
I like that. My thinking was
all.
not right. If my will was enough, I wouldn't be here in this
I wouldn't.
situation.
Okay, so I want to talk about alcohol really quick. Do you remember the first time that you had alcohol and you were like, that moment?
Yeah, I do. I want to say I was 12 years old, and one of my good friends in middle school, their family had a really beautiful house that had a bar in it.
Mm-hmm.
Every type of alcohol under the sun that was there. So for fun, we all thought it'd be, the time we would try little shots and stuff. And I just took it to the extreme. Once I realized this is how it feels to like enjoy the moment and
Yeah.
present life and
I want that.
I want that.
Yeah. So that moment, like you had your first drink, 12-year-olds, very young, right? Starting her out. Like, what was that feeling of like everything's gonna be okay?
It was the feeling of is how people must feel. Like this is how it's supposed to feel in life, and it's what I've been yearning for my whole life. Is what it felt.
Well,
like.
you had said something that was so smart. You were like, I found something that filled this void, right? This void of I was missing out on life. I didn't have the love or the connection. Like when I first had, my drug or the alcohol, whatever, it was like, I have arrived. Here we are, in that moment. Okay. So you're influenced, right? Did this become a regular thing for you after that moment? Like I need this all the time?
After that day, every time I saw alcohol, my eyes were just, how can I get this? How can I find a way to encourage this person to give it to me or sneak it? I was just, it was like I had lenses on and just targets on all the alcohol.
Yeah. How can I get this in its packets? Right. When you had that alcohol, did it make you become something that you've always kind of wanted to become? Like more bubbly, more outgoing, more confident? Did you get that?
It 1000% made me more confident. And I was a person who desired this social interaction and connection with others. And I was able to obtain them with drinking.
I think that's a good way to break it down, right? A lot of people need to understand why they're using, right? And I think it always starts with it makes me feel more connected. I can more outgoing. It gives me like a superpower feeling, right? And then what does that turn into for you when the superpower feeling goes away?
What it turned into me doing was being open to doing whatever, wherever, with whoever. I was so excited for the interactions with people and the connections and experiences that I would just say yes to everything. Yeah. Just a yes, ma'am.
Yeah, for sure. People pleaser to the core.
Yes.
Okay.
It elevated it, but it felt so good as it was happening.
Yeah.
Because I spent so much time trying to fill that void of the lacking connection with others.
Yeah. And I found it now, and I'm never going to let this go.
And it felt like that's what life is supposed to feel like. This is exactly what I've been looking for. This is exactly when I see people enjoying their day. Like, this is the normal. This is what it's going to be, and this is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it's crazy that conceptually built, right? Like, this is how you're supposed to operate. I'm never letting this go. And this is how I go. So you have this invincible feeling because of alcohol, right? And you love it. Now, when does it stop becoming an occasional thing and turn into a regular thing and then turn into disaster? Play that out.
I know when I originally noticed there was an issue, I had a problem was I first had the thought, there's only older men that are alcoholics. It's not possible. All my friends go to the clubs on the weekends and go to raves and drink with their families after dinner. Like, it's not possible for me to be one. And then I started to get curious as to what was going on. I would be at esthetician school. I was 18 at the time. And I remember the feeling of just, I can't wait to get off. I'm going to have a nice, well-deserved glass of wine.
Yeah. From our heart.
It's going to be well-deserved. Yeah. I was studying all day long.
Yeah.
And that moment was very transformational because at the time I didn't identify it being an issue. It was more of a, right, you drink to celebrate, you drink because you're having a bad day.
Well, it's a social accepted too.
It is. And I just remember it escalated from there that I can't wait to get off. And then it turned into, in the middle, go have lunch and let's have a glass there. Yeah. And it just
transpired, right?
So that was at 18. I started, it was every day.
For sure. Okay, so it's an everyday thing. When did you realize you were losing control? Like complete control, the drinking has consumed every area of life. When did you feel that?
I feel like I lost control very quickly. I would spend all the money I could on alcohol, any money I made, unemployed, spending other people's money on alcohol, putting myself in situations where I'd environments where I knew there would be alcohol because I needed it.
Yeah.
It was my way to survive at that point.
It's a way of life. Let's get a lifestyle. You know what I mean?
It was water and food to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
What it was.
It's just your way of life. And then I liked how you were saying, like, I didn't identify as this person with a brown bag hiding under a bridge, right? That's an alcoholic. I'm no way that way, right? And we try to like manage our thoughts behind this thing that there's no way I'm just having a good time. This is what we normally do. And then shit pops off.
I think that there's so much justification that your brain automatically does. Because your substance is now your primary focus in everything you do.
Soul.
It is the center of your universe. And anywhere you go.
Must be there.
Yes. I was late to so many things because I needed alcohol before, during, and after. And if I didn't have that lined up.
Yeah. It's not going to be a good time.
No.
Yeah. You play that out 100%. And then that disaster leads to us, right? So when did you come to terms with like, I'm an alcoholic, right? Like nobody wants to swallow that pill, right? We don't want to feel different. But did you have some clarity on a moment like, holy shit, maybe I am an alcoholic. Maybe I can't have a drink.
Yeah. I remember having the conversation with myself many times and talking myself out of it, justifying why it's acceptable for me to drink. Everyone does it at the dinner table. Why can't I do it before? On the weekend and an event, and then it turns into every day. And I think I quickly realized that this is something I needed, and if I couldn't go without it. I simply couldn't go without it. There was no, I'm going to have anxiety tomorrow because I'm not going to drink. There would be times where I'm going to try to not drink until the evening. But I would quickly...
Never work.
It wouldn't work.
It's like this thing. It's like when you're drinking or you're on your substance, like it becomes your way of life. Like I can't have a drink without having sex, right? I can't have a drink without going to a baseball game.
Yes.
I can't have a drink without closing this deal, right? Or being with this friend group. And it just becomes everything. I like how you said that, like your sole main objective and way of living. And everything else evolves.
And if you can't have that, right, it's like your baby. If you can't have it, you're not going there.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not going there.
Yeah, Rona's timber dash. Right? I'm not doing it without this.
You sell yourself short of so many opportunities,
100%.
so many missed opportunities because of this.
100%.
I was late to my nephew's high school graduation because I had to get something before going.
Yeah.
So many different
it
opportunities.
takes away beautiful experiences. You don't even realize it, right? And then when you're in the moment, it's like, oh, everything's good, but it's like you're still not even present, right? You're not even there.
It's like you're not present if you don't have it, and you're not present if you have it.
So it's a lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose, but you know you're going to be dealing with all of the anxiety and just everything if you don't have it.
Yeah.
Because it's just to keep you at bay. I wasn't drinking to get fucked up.
Yeah.
I was drinking to feel okay.
Yeah.
It's to survive.
Brilliant.
It's to survive. That's all it was. So it wasn't like I'm gonna have a great time because I'm gonna be drinking. No, I'm gonna have an okay time because I have this now.
Yeah.
It was my medicine.
Yep. Management, right? Pain management.
Okay, so I want to talk about something important, right? The consequences of our addiction, right? What were some consequences that came along with your drinking?
Definitely the biggest one I feel like emotionally was losing the close relationships in my life.
Who was the most important relationship you lost that you think?
My grandma. I don't think I lost it. I think it fizzled out because of the distance. And then even when I did go to stay with her, I was pretty absent.
Yeah. You weren't present there, right? And that it sounds like you brought your grandma up a lot, right? That was a very important relationship for you. And so losing that kind of dismantled you as a person, right? A lot of regret come in.
Yeah. I feel that I was very accepting when the time came that, you know, she was on hospice and everything. Which is so interesting because I've fought so long for her health and for her to heal. But there comes a time where you just understand and know somebody that's older.
It's time to go.
But so many conflicting feelings that still come up of I was physically there, but I wasn't emotionally and mentally there. And, you know, I would go out knowing that she's there and she could use my assistance. And that's something that like eats me up to this day.
For sure, right?
You know?
Well, I think too, it's like when we're in the midst of our consequence of our addiction, it's like we keep using to not think about the damage that's been done.
It's just a cycle.
It is. It keeps you in this, right? Here come the feelings, let me suppress. Here come the feelings, let me suppress. And we miss out on some of the best moments, right? What else did you lose because of your alcoholism?
I lost my new apartment I had gotten and my remote job.
Yeah.
Because that's possible to lose a remote
you
job.
You can do both. Yeah.
I intentionally moved down 2 doors from her, from my grandma, and I was calling out of work. And it's, like I said, remote. Yeah. You know, because I didn't feel good enough. Yeah. And I lost that and had to move out. And that's when I moved in with her.
Crushing. Yeah.
And even though the intent and the goal was to take care of her, I was doing that not even part-time.
Really? So your drinking completely consumed all areas.
Yeah.
I remember when I lost my apartment, I lost my, the relationship, it just does something to you as a human, like a complete, I don't know, I would say, if I'll speak for myself, like this, I'm a failure. Like how could I do something like this and I get to this position? Did you feel that moment, a moment of like, I'm a fucking failure?
When I had gained my apartment, I had left the 6-year relationship. I got the apartment for myself and I thought things are on the up. I no longer am going to have to depend on this to survive anymore, my drinking. Yeah. But there were different plans in store for me. I lost everything and I was back to square one. Yeah. And I just thought, what is wrong with me? Right? My self-worth was so low that I wanted any type of validation I could get. And I looked for it in all types of areas.
People, places, things, in every area. Yes. I think what a lot of people don't understand is we don't think about the consequences when we're in our addiction, right? Like the ripple effect it has on our loved ones, on our health, on our financials, like that just goes completely out the door, and it's like, how did I get to this position, right? And so with all your consequences building up, right? With everything you're losing, right? The crash portion, what did you feel once the consequences, you had to face the consequences?
I think the main consequences I had to face were towards the end, where I was gaining that gift of desperation. So that's what pushed me into the correct direction, right? It was like the trajectory of that.
Yeah, it needed to happen almost.
It needed to happen. I needed to lose all of that to understand, like, this isn't working for me. My planning, my thought process, my mindset is not working out for me. It is not in my favor. Yeah. And the people around me obviously
don't give a shit on that area.
Either don't give a shit, dealing with their own addictions, right? Or they are no help. Otherwise, I would have taken care of it a long time ago.
For sure. Your self-will is not enough in the midst of that. No.
You have to get to a point of just desperation.
Absolutely. Complete surrendering, right?
Willing to just surrender.
That part you're talking about.
Willing to take any suggestion, guidance, feedback. Yeah. Right? Like, you're willing to do anything, just like you were once willing to do anything for this. Yes.
Yeah. I love that. Good. Okay, Kel, I want to talk about something very important in somebody's life. And this moment is called the rock bottom moment, a very shaping moment for a lot of people. We want to know what yours is. So if you can go back, if you can think back of what that moment was for you.
Rock bottom.
Yeah.
Rock bottom for me definitely it was the end of my 6-year relationship that I was in.
6 years.
6 years, yeah.
Okay, and how old were you when you got into this relationship?
I was just turning 17.
Wow, so you're still like a baby almost. Yeah. A child still, right?
Yes.
6 years. Okay, walk me through the beginning of that relationship.
The beginning of it was very exciting. I was excited to get out of my family home, living with my mom and little sister. And my brother would come over there and his family, just addiction all over. I wanted out of it.
So this relationship was like a saving grace.
It was at the beginning. Yeah. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. The person was very involved in all the things that I was interested in. social media, entertainment industry, all these kinds of things. So there was a lot of common interest, and it very quickly was just filled with control.
A
lot of control.
By your partner?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of control. And I quickly realized it was like an abusive situation.
Really? Did it get abusive? Like
it did.
On the mental abuse?
Mentally, emotionally, physically.
Really? And physically.
Yeah.
Right. When did that first moment happen when it became physical? Right? Because I know it doesn't start like that, right?
Yeah.
I've worked with a lot of people that have been in abusive relationships. It starts with the emotional, it starts with the control, and then the physical part. Do you remember that first moment?
I remember the emotional abuse was very speaking down on me, right? Degrading my integrity and who I am. The mental abuse and the control and who I'd speak to, where I'd be around, what I'd wear. Very possessive.
Yeah.
Very possessive. And physical abuse came in probably maybe 3 months later. There was a lot of drinking involved, and they had drank too much, and they put their hands on me. I think I wanted to leave. And every time I would try to leave, that's when it would escalate.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds like very narcissistic tactics, right?
Yes.
The control, the power, right, to keep you in this box, and then inflicting the physical part to keep you there, to not leave.
Yeah. And I didn't have anywhere else to go.
And I was just going to say,
I didn't have anywhere else to go.
Right, because you got out of a tough situation already, being at home. This was your saving grace, right? Was there a moment where you were embarrassed of the situation you were in? Like, it seems like you said you're a people pleaser, right? Did you let everyone know everything's great?
Nobody knew what I was going through. They knew that I was isolated from my family. I couldn't see anybody.
Wow.
We'd go around for a few events, like my best friend's baby shower. All of those events just turned into chaos. Because there's this whole facade that these people present.
You guys look great. You guys are cute together.
Yes. It's all a facade.
Yeah.
They're very good at masking what's really going on
Behind closed doors.
Yes. And they're very, they act very well in front of others.
For sure. This persona they carry on.
Yes.
Would you say a lot of your drinking began to take a massive toll, right? In that relationship, right? You're drinking to them out. You don't want to deal with this shit. Was that part of your case, your story?
I think that escalated everything.
Yeah.
The relationship escalated everything.
For sure.
Because I'd always done a lot of self-reflection work in the things I'd gone through in my life. But being stuck and confined, people don't understand when you're in those situations, like you are stuck mentally, emotionally. It's the gaslighting, the everything.
Yeah.
You don't see a way out of it.
Yeah.
You see that you just need to push through, and you also think
survive.
Relationships need work, right? So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to keep my side of the street clean and do what I can to make this relationship
because that's
thrive.
what real partnership is, right?
It's what a
work,
partnership is.
right?
It's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, we get caught in this.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question, because I've worked with a lot of people who have been in these abusive relationships, right? And the question that always seems to come up is like, why didn't you just leave?
Yeah.
And I think there's a deeper rooted reason of why we don't just pick up. And like, why is it so much harder to leave when you're in something like that?
I think it's all fear-based.
Yeah.
It's all fear, whether there be physical or just emotional abuse, mental abuse, the fear of the threats that they instill upon you, physically trying to harm you when you leave the house, or threatening to blackmail you over things that don't even exist. Your character, and who you are, and your
destroy
integrity.
you as a person.
Yeah, there's a lot of fear that's surrounding that, and mentally you don't see a way out of it.
For sure, right? Did you have a moment where you're like, "This is as good as it's going to get for me. This is what I deserve"? Like, did you ever have that moment?
I did. I thought that that's what my life was going to sum up to,
Damn.
And I thought at the time, this is something that I have to accept. This is where I am.
And that's the crazy part, right? It's like, I'm just going to accept my circumstances and stay here. And I think so many people get caught in that. And they just stay and they settle and they take the abuse, right? Was there a moment where you feared for your life in this relationship?
Lots of moments where I did.
Wow.
Lots of moments. The physical abuse would be, me up against the wall being choked, hit in the car, they're driving recklessly, brake checking, speeding. I was very fearful. And at the time, nobody knew what was going on. So I just thought to myself, if something happens, nobody's going to understand why it happened or who did anything.
Wow.
But I had that underlying fear that this person could, in like a fit of rage, take my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was your ideology on what love was? Was love kind and nurturing, or was love sticking through the bad? Like, was it warped for you at any moment?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Something that I'm still, I've worked on a lot, but looking back at it, love for me was sticking through everything. And I was the one giving the, I've always been a giver, right? Giving the love and encouragement and the kindness and support.
Unconditional part.
The motivation. And I didn't experience receiving that. So I thought that's the way that it was.
And you get stuck on that. You get stuck on that. Because of your rock bottom moment, right? Very powerful stuff. I think our viewers are really going to need to hear stuff like this, right? In the midst of that rock bottom, what was your changing point to get out of that, right? If you can just briefly sum that up.
The changing point for me definitely was my longing to be with my grandmother and spend time with her, and the fact that I was a mile away from her and I hadn't seen her in months.
Yeah. And in that moment, right, and we'll wrap here, is what did you feel as the crash of the rock bottom's happening? Your grandma's a mile away. Right? You're being beat mentally in a prison and you're stuck. Like, what does a human feel in such a moment?
You don't trust your own judgment. You feel very conflicted. And you're very fearful of making the right decision because you want to formulate a plan out. You're waiting for a perfect moment. You know that you have this bag over there in case you need to go quick, and you're willing to leave everything behind.
Wow.
But it's really just waiting for that time to present itself because you're in so much fear that you don't realize you can just get up and go. You can. When they're sleeping, you can get up and go.
Yeah.
All the fear that they instill in you, it's all just fake.
Yeah. It's a fear-based mentality.
Yeah.
Okay. So powerful storyline with your rock bottom, right? Thank you so much for opening up about that. Now, what we want to talk about here is the turning point, right? And what was it for you to be like, enough living like this, enough of this relationship, enough of the alcohol for you to really change? So what was your turning point?
My turning point was when I finally got a job.
Okay.
I got my insurance license.
Nice.
I don't know how I passed that, but I did.
Okay.
And I was able to start working from home. And that was my way of knowing, okay, this is possible. It's not, I don't have to be controlled by someone having to take me to this job or not wanting to take me, whatever it may be. There was no reason why I couldn't do this. So I had a means to now take care of myself financially.
Okay, so that was your outlet, right? Like now you can make your own money, become independent from this trap.
Yeah.
So much. Okay, so you get this job, you start making money for yourself, right? And what does that lead into?
It leads into me being more vulnerable about what's going on and actively seeking a way out of it. I knew that I could go to my grandmother. She had a 1-bedroom apartment, but no matter where she was, I could go with her.
Yeah, she sounds like a great woman.
Yes, the best. So I knew that I can go with her, and there was an apartment that had opened 2 doors down from her. So it made sense in my mind that I could live there, work, and take care of her.
Wow. Okay.
She needed support.
And how did that conversation go with your partner at that time? Or did you just pack that bag, like you said, you left and just...
At that point, there was no relationship. I was very emotionally detached. The family that we were living with, their family was very toxic, very judging and very just mean, very mean. And I was very isolated in that house. So there was not a conversation aside from ones we'd had multiple times when I've tried to leave. I knew that my only way out was packing a bag, packing my computer equipment up in the box, and waiting for a perfect time to get out of there.
And you did it.
And I did it.
And when you did that, right, what did you feel inside? Like your powers clearly start to come back, right? What did you feel in that moment?
I felt very liberated.
Yes.
But there was still things left lingering on. You know, I had my baby Fiji. She was a pit bull. And I'd raised her. I had to leave her. I had to leave her, so that was very hard for me. But I knew in turn of losing these different things I was going to gain.
Better things were going to come.
The relationship with my grandma was the most important thing to me in the entire world.
Yeah.
You know, and that's all I wanted, was to be close to her and be able to take care of her.
Yeah.
And serve whatever needs she had.
For sure. Well, I like how you said liberated, right? I think people need to hear that word. Is like, you go through all this pain, right? Yeah. And if you can really just take a leap of faith and trust your intuition and trust God and trust that better things are going to come and jump, you can get that feeling.
Yes.
Right? Like that pain doesn't have to keep you in one place. You can actually turn it into something better, right? When you did all this, right? And I'm so proud of you, by the way. I think that's amazing what you've done. Is what did you learn about yourself throughout that process, right? The chaos, the abuse, the turning point. What did you learn about yourself in the midst of that?
I learned that I am a very resilient person in all that I've been through. And that whatever comes my way, I know that I can tackle it. I know that I can get on the other side, and there's always something better on the other side of it.
I love that. And if you could say something that these viewers are watching who may be in a similar situation that you were, right? How would you encourage them to take that leap and do something different?
I think it's very important that while you're going through these relationships, you stay vigilant and aware of the signs, because our brain will quickly justify. Yeah. There's such extreme highs and lows that we aren't able to really look past those few highs that happen every once in a while. So if we're able to think from a logical perspective of these different things are continuing to occur and they're not healthy, toxic behavior, you need to hold on to that. And you need to look at the signs of, I haven't been seeing my friends and family. You know, I've lost a sense of who I am and the things I enjoy doing. I feel like I have no purpose. Like, you need to realize that doesn't have to be your reality. You can make a decision to leave. You have the power. Even though you feel helpless and you have all this fear, you have the power to find a way out. And I guarantee if somebody around you knew what was going on, they would help you find 100%. A way.
Use your voice.
Yeah.
Right. And stand that. That's beautiful. Yes. Very well said. Like, inspired me. So thank you. Okay. So I want to talk about your recovery process. Okay. What did that look like for you? What was the steps for you in your recovery process?
Well, once I had that gift, like ultimate gift of desperation, that's when I picked up the phone. Okay. Prior to that, I had several conversations with my mom and my grandma. You know, my mom saying that she doesn't want to see me in the hospital waiting for a liver transplant, and my grandma just yearning for me to live a sober life. So I picked up the phone, didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I was crying in bed and I needed help.
It's time.
I needed help. So they directed me on the phone to a place I could go to that was government funded. Okay. And I went to a detox program.
Okay.
And I ended up doing aftercare and completing.
Nice.
But I had to really convince myself. I was terrified of withdrawing.
Oh my God, the
physically.
worst.
I was terrified of staying any longer than just the detox, you know?
for
I had
sure.
to tell myself, okay, you're just gonna go for 3 days. It's gonna be a mental health retreat. I had to trick my brain.
Yeah.
Because my brain
Fake it till you make it type of thing.
Yes, my brain was against me.
Yeah. Okay,
You
so
know?
you completed your detox res.
Yeah.
Went to outpatient program, right, for the aftercare.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's great.
Yes.
Therapy sessions, starting to feel
Yes.
yourself, health's
Yes.
coming back.
Yes.
And
it was.
who was supporting you through this process?
My mother.
Yeah.
My mother, very supportive. My best friend and her husband as well.
Mm-hmm.
And my little sister wanted to be involved in my life.
Nice.
And that's when her and I started to really connect and reform that bond.
Okay, beautiful. The relationships start coming back,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
What
it did.
was the hardest part of the whole recovery process, right? Because we want to let
Yeah.
people know it's not just it's easy. It's not this easy process, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going through all the damage and the mayhem. So for you, what was the hardest part?
The hardest part for me was 1000% making sure I'm putting my recovery first and I'm not putting work first.
Okay,
Because
it's a good balance.
if you don't have the recovery aspect, then everything else falls apart. And then what's the point?
100%. What I tell people is sobriety and recovery are two different things, right? Sobriety, you're getting clean off these substances, right? I know a lot of sober people who are miserable and
Yeah.
they shift their addictions into other things, workaholic, this, that. Whereas recovery is this deep internal work. Yes, you're
Yes.
free from substances, but you're doing this inner work. I think it's been the game changer for you,
Yes.
right?
1000%.
Yeah.
I continued to work with a therapist. I got a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
Started doing the steps. I did not do it perfectly whatsoever.
Yeah.
There was a lot of struggle with me going to meetings and not prioritizing my work. But I was so hungry and driven for a new way of life, right? That I thought I had to get it all taken care of right away.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to be willing, like you've talked about. We've
Yeah.
talked about that. You have to be willing. You have to be hungry, just like you were for your addiction,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That part. Okay, that's
Exactly.
beautiful. All right. And are you sober today, or are you still fighting?
I am sober today.
Nice.
I'm gonna have 3 years on Halloween.
What?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
huge.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But it also is so quick to remember what it felt like.
100%.
Like it was yesterday.
100%. And if you can say one thing that's really helped with your recovery process today, right? Your line of work, or what has really boosted your recovery process?
The field I'm in.
Yeah.
Working in the treatment field, you encounter so many different individuals
Yeah.
from all over, and you get to see their transformation, and it's such a beautiful, humbling experience.
Yeah, you can tell you're very passionate about that.
Very
Isn't
much
it
so.
crazy? The thing that was supposed to destroy you ends up being your greatest blessing, your greatest tool to go back and like help people.
Yeah.
That's why I love
think-
addicts, like mental health and
Yeah. I think
You know?
it's one of the best ways that I can honor myself and honor my brothers that are no longer here because of addiction.
yeah,
Right? So
you're
it's-
living it.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Best way to honor it.
I love that. Okay, Kel, I want to educate our audience right now. I think it's very important for them to understand a few aspects, right? You've been through a lot. Your story is super inspiring. What are some things we can let our audience know that if they are struggling, if they are in a position, if they have a loved one struggling, what are some steps they could take to seek help?
I think the first step is in understanding that you don't have to stay stuck where you are. And there's never gonna, we look for this perfect out. There's never gonna be a perfect time. We have to make that time now.
You make the moment, 100%.
No matter what your circumstances are, no matter what situation you're in,
Yeah.
there is a way out. And you
100%.
need to seek it
Yeah.
because time is limited.
What do you think about somebody who's scared to ask for help, right? Like, how do we break that stigma that, I'm struggling with alcohol, I'm struggling with mental health. A lot of people don't want to bring that up. What do you think about that?
I think first and foremost, you need to be around like-minded people. You need to be around people that you strive to have similar mindset and headspace. And being vulnerable with those people, those opportunities will arise.
Okay, I love that. Okay, you could give 3 of the best steps for somebody seeking help. What would be those 3 steps? You pick up the phone and...
You need
You need to remove the substances from your body first and foremost.
Okay.
You need to then continue your care.
Okay.
Aftercare is like one of the most important steps because you are reconstructing your whole life.
Yeah.
You are removing old environments and people. You don't want to surround yourself around that stuff
100%.
anymore.
You
right?
must change everything
you
around
have
you.
to.
Okay.
And then having that community around you.
Nice.
So important.
For sure, right? So the sober, you have to get clear-headed, right? Get yourself
Yes.
into a detox, get yourself away from that stuff.
Stabilize.
Right. And then get your community going like that.
Yeah.
And then the most important one you said is that aftercare, right?
Yeah.
Like this is a lifestyle.
Yes.
It isn't just, oh, I'm done with substances, everything's good
Yeah.
now. You have to do the work,
Yeah.
right?
It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Once you remove it from your body and
Yeah.
you're stabilizing, it takes a long time for
For
your
sure.
brain, depending on what substance you did. It takes a long time for your brain.
For sure.
You know, there's post-acute withdrawal syndrome that usually takes off about the 3rd month mark, and
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know about that.
100%.
And that's when a lot of things are going to come up for you.
Yeah.
And you need that support around you.
For sure. I love that. Okay. Powerful. I think our audience is going to love that. And this last question for you is, you're this changed woman, right? You're beautiful, strong, independent. You're doing so many good things. So what would you like to tell your past self today?
You don't have to accept where you are in the circumstances you're in. You have the power to change the outcome. You just have to put the work in.
That part. Put
Yeah.
the work in, and you have the power, right? Everyone has that inside of them.
Yes.
It's just a matter of you pulling trigger and going for it.
1000%.
Nice. Okay, this is a fun question.
Okay.
Did you ever think you'd become an addict?
No,
No?
I did not. There's a lot of addiction in the entirety of my family, and I knew everything to stay away from. Everything under the sun, right? I knew to stay away from, and alcohol just kind of creeped up on me.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
there you are, right?
Yeah.
It's like we don't think we'd wake up one day, you know what, I'm gonna destroy my life and become this addict, and then
Yeah.
it comes up,
No.
right?
It doesn't.
Are you kind of glad though that it happened?
I'm thankful for everything that's happened
Yeah.
in my life, because the things I've once deemed to be negative have pushed me to a different area of my life, and in turn better circumstances and results.
Came from it.
Yes.
100%. It changed your game up. I mean, look where you are
Yeah,
now.
1000%. If
Right.
I didn't, it's all learning experience.
Exactly.
That's all everything is learning
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah, you have a great perspective on that. Kel, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. You've been awesome, huge inspiration to all of us. I really appreciate you coming on, so thank you.
I appreciate you for giving the space for people to speak about their struggles and where they are now.
Yep.
Such an honor.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And Kel, if there's anything you'd like to say to our audience, something inspiring, something motivating maybe.
You don't have to stay stuck where you are. You can change your circumstances. You just need to put the work in.
That
and
part.
you need to have that community around you to uplift and support you.
Exactly. Go
But
for
it's
it.
possible.
100%.
By any means necessary, you can get to the other side of it.
Yes. Love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. If this was something inspiring for you, if you know somebody that needs to hear this, please like, subscribe, and send this to them. We are here to make an impact, and we're here to help. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.